Welcome back, guys, to Neo Racing for the start of the new GT3 Championship on Project Cars 2. So here we go, it's a rolling start for all races this season. And off we go, we've got a 45-minute endurance race. Good start for everyone apart from Bidzster. Bidzster goes backwards a little bit as they go into the first corner. TY's off on the gravel. Rejoins. Bidzster's in the middle of the pack. There's TY, and we're all in we're in teams for this season as well. So everyone's got a teammate. We've gone through the first few corners, and that's Blatney spinning in the background, I think. When the camera gets to him, there he is. Yeah, Blatney spun round, but never mind. Gets back going again. There's Jamo, the team yellow, but there wasn't really a yellow car, so that's going with the yellow tint. Here's Bidzster and TY over the curbs. So this track is Sakitto, if I didn't mention that at first. Sakitto GP, which is basically Project Cars version of Suzuka. And TY goes a bit slower there. Bidzster's closing up to the back, so Bidzster's got pressure from Keith behind. Moves to defend. Stevie goes up the inside of Keith in the background. On contact between the two, and then contact again. They both pirouette in opposite directions, practicing the ballet. That's a shame. Stevie gets going. Keith takes a bit longer to get going. There he is. But no harm done, I think. It was just spins again, trying to rejoin. But no, nothing that the both of them could do there. Stevie went for a move up the inside. There was a tiny bit of contact, and both, just as they both started to gather it up, there was contact again, which couldn't be avoided. So unlucky for them too. As Neil comes over the line to lead lap number 1. Neil's on Team Red, but I can tell you that Neil will switch to Team Blue for next race, because this man, Mr. Slow One, unfortunately has to retire had to retire from the season, but he's still in this first race, or at least for the first half. Stevie goes off, gets back on. Here's Bidzster trying to make a comeback from his terrible start. Up behind TY, who's on Team Blue. And Neil will join Team Blue from the next race onwards. Bidzster is up the outside. TY's defending. Can't get past into these two little kinks, but TY goes off onto the gravel. That's all the invitation that Bidzster needs to get up the inside. Good move there from Bidzster. Good move. There's Jamo up behind Jay Hewson, trying to stick with him. So there's no manager pit stops in this season, none at all. It's a 45-minute endurance race this week, and then the next race will be next week at Zolder in the Aston Martin V8 Vantage, but it'll be 2 20-minute sprint races, of which they are normal points, and these 45-minute endurance races are double points. So we've got 10-week season, 15 races to keep you all entertained. It gives a little bit of a varied feel to the GT3 field. So Bidzster's ahead of TY now, obviously, and he's pulling away, so he's got some good pace in that car. Found a good sense of speed in it. So look at Jamo and Jay Hewson, still quite close. So your teammates for this season are Jay Hewson there in the orange and black car with Team Orange, and Bidzster also in Team Orange. So that's the first team, and then we've got TY there, and he will be paired as of next race onwards. A little bit of lag there, but everything was okay. It will be paired with this man, Neil Farmack, who unfortunately his teammate didn't show up for this race, so they will be paired up for the rest of the season, and if anyone else wants to join the season, they can, and it will be the fact that they will go for drivers' points and not teams. Jamo and Jay Hewson are quite close. Let's have a look at this. Jamo for Team Yellow, but what is it? So I know the car looks white, but it was there was not much of it. It wasn't really a yellow car, so they've both gone for one with a yellow tint on the liveries. Bidzster's closing up to these two. As they come up towards, on the straight, up towards 130R. The fast left-hander. Little dab of the brake, lift off the power and in. And then this last corner, it's not the usual chicane that they have at Suzuka, it's the really fast long left-hander that they go around. And then onto the straight, 160 plus miles an hour on here. As they come down towards the first corner, 1, 2, 3, 4, quick as that. Neil's got about a 4-second lead now. So Neil's pulling away out front. It's got a good little gap. There's Bidzster closing up. Around the tight and twisty complex section, left, right, left, right. Oh, should I say right, left, if I were to get it right. Coming down towards the two little kinks. First little kink, there's the Ferris wheel in the background. And Bidzster riding those curbs. As they come up through the fast uphill left, it's not the hairpin like it is on the real Suzuka, it's just a fast left up the hill. And then in towards Spoon Curve. Down there is right behind Jamo now. Flashing his lights. Making himself visible in his mirrors. Having a little look left and right, but I don't think he'll have a look into 130R because it's not really a place that you overtake. Picking up the dust. Into the last corner. Bidzster don't want to get too close, otherwise he'll not have any turn on air. Centre cone flying as he tries. So behind him. And does he move out for a move? No, he's going to stay behind this time. Didn't feel as though he had enough overspeed or was close enough. So leaves it this time round. There's... Oh, Jamo runs wide. Jamo's running wide, he's off. Off into the gravel. Just a little error. Will TY go through as well? Yes, TY goes around the outside. So Jamo, unlucky there, makes a little mistake. And that's all it takes. And he's lost 2 positions there. So unlucky there. As they go through the two little kinks. Got a little battle at the back here. Mr. Slow One and Keith. Keith making up ground from the little incident he had with Stevie on the first lap. There's Mr. Slow One who runs a bit wide onto the gravel and gets sucked into the gravel. And then out of it, so Keith manages to get out of 9th place. And up to 8th and hopefully be able to get some good speed up and catch Blakeney, who's here. Running a very steady race so far. Meanwhile, Bidzster and Jay Hewson are closing up, the 2 teammates. How far will they push each other? Into 130R. Going around the last corner. Very, very fast. Bidzster's going to be a bit understeer there because the turn you can see him running a little bit wider, but then he gets the draft down the straight. So he'll close up. I don't think he'll be close enough for a move, but he'll close up. Into the first corner. And out of it. Coming through the tight right, left, and then another right. Very long this one. And then a left up the hill, which is even longer. It's a fight to get on the power as soon as you can. Jay Hewson runs a little bit wide there. That's all the invitation that Bidzster's going to need. But Bidzster doesn't have enough of a run to get completely alongside, so they still stay in formation for now. Jay Houston's a little bit wide there, but I think he's got away with it. He's defending the inside just to make sure that he doesn't go through, so clearly he's racing Bidzster for position, and I don't blame him because it's the first race of the championship. All points matter, even if your teammates on the brakes into spoon curve. Bidzster's keeping a tight line there. Jay Houston runs a tight wide, but Bidzster's not close enough yet to get alongside. Right to behind him. You can hear him lifting just to try and keep behind into the 130R. TY's closing up to the back of these two now, so not helping themselves. Bidzster runs very wide there, but he doesn't choose to come straight back on because of the curbs, because they're violent, them curbs at speed. Go around the last corner, still running a bit wide, so just needs to get his rhythm back. Coming down across the line, now on lap 7. TY lights the blaze behind, waiting to pick up the pieces of any mistakes made by these two Team Orange cars. Towards the complex section. Still running very close. Up the hill. Long left up the hill. Fight to get the power on. Bidzster's still close. Will he make a move? I don't think he's going to into here. He'll not have enough space. Round under the bridge. Up the fast left. Jay Houston runs a bit wider there, but I think he's got away with it. No, he hasn't, because Bidzster's closing up. Bidzster got a better run through there. Will he have a look into spoon? There's a tiny little look, but it doesn't go for anything too drastic yet. Biding his time. Jay Houston runs wide there though. He's alongside, but Jay Houston, even though he ran wide, he managed to get better traction out the corner and keeps the lead for now. Well, not the lead, but the lead in this battle, because Neil Farmack is still in the lead by about almost 7 seconds roughly up front. Bidzster's getting right behind him now. They both run a little bit wider. Bidzster darts back to the left to get a cut in and get a better run. Hopefully trying to keep it as flat on the throttle as he can in the draft. Closing right up behind. Darts out, he's making his move. He's going to try and do it into the first corner on the brakes. He's on the brakes up the inside. Will he get it stopped? Yes, he does. Good move there by Bidzster. Bided his time, set up the move and went through. Gives him a little flash, because obviously it flashes the rear lights as well, saying thank you very much. And I'm on my way. I'm going to try and catch Neil. Try and stay with me if you can. So Jay Houston will now try and stay with Bidzster. See Bidzster pulling away a little bit there. So Jay Houston will try and stay with him. But TY, don't rule TY out. As we know from last championship, where there's a will, there's a way with TY. As they come through the little kink into the 90-degree right before you go under the bridge. So there's Neil Farmack, our leader. I know it's a red car, but you might as well put him on Team Blue. Because he'll be on Team Blue. He's going to be on Team Blue from next race onwards, and this points from this race will count towards Team Blue for him. Doesn't know it at this point, but we discussed this after the race, so that's what's going to happen. So it's all a bit more spread out at the minute, but I'm sure things will close up at some point. There's Jay Houston trying to keep with Bidzster best he can, but I think he's going to fall back into the clutches of TY if he keeps doing stuff like that, and he is. TY's up behind him now. TY's right behind Jay. Jay Houston going to go on to the defensive now, probably. Will he move to the left and defend, or will TY stay back? No, TY's going to stay behind. He knew that TY wasn't going to be able to make a move into there without taking them both off. So it keeps the position, keeps on his line. And now because he's focusing on TY behind, Bidzster will really be able to pull away, because he's going to have to focus in front and backwards. Go up the hill. Fight to get the power on. Let's go on board with TY here. Look, Jay Houston goes on the gravel a little bit there. TY wasn't close enough to make a move there, unfortunately. Let's cycle through a few of these cameras, see what we've got. So we've got the inside here. You can see the wheel moving quite violently. That's because TY uses a controller, as all the rest of us more or less are on wheels. It doesn't do bad for a controller, TY. Let's go back to the trackside camera because Jay Houston there's run a little bit wide. He doesn't want to be doing that every lap. Meanwhile, while all this is going on, you can see the white and yellow car in the background, that Jamo closing up. Into 130R. Bidzster's took 2 seconds off Neil's gap within the last 2 or 3 laps, so he's closing. Bidzster he's on it. As Neil starts lap 10, out front, there he is into the first corner. There's Bidzster coming towards the first corner, so you can see visually closer. There's Jay Houston and TY still battling it out for 3rd place, battle for the podium. We're about a third of the way through this race. Unfortunately still, Project Cars 2 haven't updated the replay system, so I have to keep the playback controls up in order to switch between cameras, so I'm sorry about that folks, but unfortunately it's got to stay as it is. It'd be nice if the playback controls could disappear at the bottom and you could still have the up in the top left corner, if you see me moving the little blue highlight to select who I want to view as a driver in the distance. So it'd be handy if we could keep that up and have the playback controls off, so you could actually just switch between cameras, but unfortunately that's not the way it is at the minute, so hopefully Slack the Man Studios and Project Cars 2 will be able to sort that out at some point, which would be much appreciated. Jay runs a bit wide there, but I think he's got away with it. Got away with it okay that time. There's Bidzster on the move, trying to catch up to Neil Farmack, which is this man, exiting the last corner as Bidzster's halfway through it. So 3.7 seconds is your gap as Neil starts lap 11. Jay Houston there and TY still running quite close, but Jay Houston's managed to extend the gap a little bit over TY, a little bit more breathing room than he had before. So 18 minutes into this race. Remember, there's no pit stops. And it's a flat out 45 minutes from lights to flag. Everyone's running the soft. Everyone apart from TY is running the softer tyre because they should last the whole race. TY wanted to go for the harder tyre because he's always had trouble with tyre wear in the past, so he just wanted to play it safe for this first round. Jay Houston gets a little bit of a moment there, but I think gets away with it. But if anyone wants to join this championship on Project Cars 2 on Neo Racing, or even if you're not on Neo Racing, if you want to just run onto the Facebook page, it's NEO, capital letters, NEO-Racing on Facebook. If you add, oh, we've got Blakeney there, who's lapping. Move to the side. Good job by Blakeney there. So yeah, if you go to Neo Racing on Facebook and then just add to ask to join the group, we've got Jay Houston here on who's the orange car there. He's the group leader, and also Bidzster as well is an admin. So we can and Neil Farmack is an admin as well. So we can all try and help you join the page, and hopefully you'll be able to get racing with us if you're looking for some clean racing. With a good group of guys who can get you up to speed. We're all a good friendly bunch. We get together each week. We have a Wednesday nights on Gran Turismo Sport, and we have Thursday nights on here on Project Cars 2 for 8 PM at GMT. So into the first corner. Oh, TY runs very wide there. Where's the camera going? Come on, camera. There we are. TY runs very wide there in the first corner, so he's closed up to Jay a little bit, but then he's just lost it all now. So he's just made that. Just shows that little one mistake is all it takes, just to lose that little bit of extra speed. Coming in towards the complex bit, you can see there Jamo, forever the hunter. Closing up to the back of these two very slowly. Bidzster's still 3.5 seconds behind Neil, so Neil's I think managed to challenge the gap a bit and try and keep the gap the same. You could see Bidzster was closing in, so he's tried to keep extend the gap a bit if he could, or at least maintain it. So let's go back to the battle for third. So Jay Houston's still ahead of TY there by about a second now, so just pulled out that little bit extra into spoon curve. Now let's have a little on board with Mr. Jamo here. Let's go on the inside camera with him. There we go. Coming down the straight. Coming down towards 130R. It's a fast corner there. As you can see, just Jay Houston there turning in, TY turning in, and here's Jamo turning in. Good pace through there, and just if we can stay on board and see this last corner. Very, very fast. Keeping it almost flat. Good work there by Jamo. TY's closing up. He's managed to close up a bit, and Bidzster's closed up another half second towards Neil as well up front. Let's have a look for Neil here. There he is. 3 seconds is roughly the gap now. There's Bidzster. There's Bidzster behind. You can just see the Bidzster behind, visually closer. They're roughly within the same long-range camera shot. As they come up to the kink, and there's Bidzster going through the kink. So you can see there, visually closer. Jay Houston there. He's got TY behind him now. They both come into shot together. Towards this 90-degree right under the bridge, and then a fast left up the hill. There's TY. There's Bidzster. Trying to catch Neil. Let's go on in the cockpit with Bidzster. His way up towards 130R. Turning in, using all the curb we can. Really fast. Let's see if he lifts. No, keeping it flat. Making those tyres scream for life as he comes across the line with Neil to start lap 14. Back to the track side. Jay Houston and TY now within about 3/10 of each other, so a couple of car lengths between them. So we're at the halfway stage of the race now, more or less. On time. I mean, this is a timed race, not by laps. TY has a little look up the inside of Jay Houston. He's up the inside. Is he going to make it stick? He has to back out of it. It wasn't going to work because the next corner was a left, but just showing his nose, trying to get the pressure on. Jay Houston goes on the curb there and almost runs out wide, but then Jamo actually does run wide in the background, so Jamo's going to have to do all that hard work again to try and close up. At least it wasn't as big as his first off, but he's going to have to do all that work again to try and close up. So Jay Houston's going to be in defensive mode now, trying to keep TY behind. Spoon. See Jay Houston keeping it tight, TY keeping it even tighter to try and get a good run out. Coming up towards 130R on the back straight, building up the speed to about 150 miles an hour, and then they have to slow down to about 140 for this. 140-ish for 130R, wash about 10 mile an hour off, throw the car in, and then this last corner, if you're not in a draft, you should be able to take it flat, but TY will probably have to lift. Just hear the lift there from TY. He's going through that last corner. Bidzster's 2.5 seconds behind Neil now, or less. TY still close. Just keeping the pressure on, keeping those lights on. Trying to grab all the points you can from this first race. Coming through the kink. Round. The hill. Is Neil Farmack in the lead. Bidzster's behind, you can see in the same camera shot. Very close together, and even closer are these two. Still battling it out, TY and Jay Hewson battle for third. Jamo's closed up again now, so obviously these two are holding themselves up with this battle because they're both having to keep an eye on each other. Round the corner, 130 out, and then round this last corner, very fast. Do not want to touch those yellow and black curbs, otherwise you will be on two wheels and straight into that wall on their left. James moves out to defend, TY moves out with him. Jameson says, no, you're going that way, mate. Moves right to the left to defend. Quite aggressive defending there from Jay Hewson, but it works. Defends again. Keeps it right tight to the inside. TY moves to the right. But no, not close enough. Jamo's close behind now. Come on, Jamo, don't make a mistake this time. Keep with him. Soon TY's going to have to think about his mirrors also. Oh, spoke too soon again, Jamo's off. Little mistake there again, but he's only lost about a second there, so not too bad. But if Jamo could just keep up that consistency, he'd be right on this battle. Bidzster's closer to Neil now. Even closer than they were before. Round Spoon. Pushed really hard to try and close this gap. And speaking of gap, there's hardly any gap existing between these two. Still battling it. Out of the Spoon curve, TY runs a bit wider. They'll be in the draft. Round 130 out into the last corner. Round there, Bidzster and Neil are now close, within a second. Bidzster's closed it down to within a second of Neil Farmack now. Flashing his lights, saying I'm on my way to get you. Neil's got to really get his head down now and try and build a gap, or at least maintain, try and counteract Bidzster's attack. Jameson and TY behind, still close. Really close, in fact. Neil and Bidzster coming up towards the couple of little kinks. And around there, up the hill. Bidzster's closing. Got a good run through there. Let's have a quick look back at the TYJ Hewson battle. They're close as well. But this is the battle for the lead. Bidzster and Neil. Bidzster's worked really hard, you can see him there pushing over the curbs to try and really close into this gap. Right behind Neil now. Let's have a quick look at these two. TY's on the inside into Spoon curve. TY's gone up the inside. A little bit of a tap to make good friends. Will Jammer be able to get through Jay Hewson as well? No, he won't. Jay Houston keeps it on the outside and keeps the gap okay. So TY, good move there, a little bit of attack, but that was a good move there from TY. So TY moves into third, Jay Houston back down to fourth, and Jamo still right on the back of these two in fifth. Bidzster is still in second place behind Neil, so that first attack wasn't close enough to work. So he's going to have to keep behind and try again. Into the first corner and out of it. Little complex section. TY and Jace closed up again. We'll just keep an eye on these two as well, try and keep an eye on both battles at the same time. Coming up the hill, down towards the two little kinks. This is still right behind him. These three are still a bit more strung out than they were before, but let's have a look. Here we go. Bidzster gets a good run through the fast left-hander up the hill. Will he have a little attack into Spoon? Flashing his lights. Nope, doesn't move into there. Thinks twice about it. Round that corner and then round the second bit of Spoon curve. Bidzster's lost it. He took too much curb. He's gone round. Oh, he just keeps it off the wall, but he's going to have to do all that work again to try and catch Neil up. Oh, such a shame there for Bidzster. He just took too much curb on the inside, and then as he got on the power, the left rear wheel was still in the air, and round it goes. So unlucky there for Bidzster. He's got to catch up that whole 4 or 5 seconds again. He'll be on it though. Meanwhile, TY is still in third. They're a bit more strung out now. Jay Houston fourth, Jamo fifth. Stevie there is. Oh, Stevie's had a bit of a crisis there. He's in the gravel just before the long left-hander up the hill. So where's Keith? Keith's just there. So Keith will not be close enough to take advantage there yet. There's Blakeney. So going back to the battle for fourth place because TY's pulled ahead a bit now. I don't know whether Bidzster's going to have enough time to catch Neil up again, but we'll see. So there's Jay Houston with Jamo behind. 1, 2, 3. Third, fourth and fifth. Oh, Jay Houston runs a bit wide there. Jamo's closed up. This is Jamo's chance. He'll go up through the left-hander. Long left-hander up the hill. Down towards this couple of little kinks. Bidzster's closed up to Neil. So what's happened there? Neil's had an incident with someone, I think. I think he had a little bit of contact with Mr. Slow on who they were lapping. So Neil's half, the gap has been halved between Neil and Bidzster. So we'll get a replay on that. Right, here's on board with Neil. This is what happened on lap 19, which caused the gap to halve. So you can see Mr. Slow on there going off in the background. Comes across, Neil has nowhere to go, and bang! Straight into the back of Mr. Slow on there. It wasn't Neil's fault. Mr. Slow on just lost it there and then came across him and nowhere to go. So there's Neil. Runs a bit wide into Spoon. Bidzster there. And when the camera decides to wake up, visually closer. Within 1.5 seconds now. There's Jay Houston and Jamo. I can tell you that Mr. Slow on now is retired from the race. So there's Jay Houston coming towards 130R. Jamo gets a good run through there. Jay Houston was a bit slower on that time. There's a little marker board goes flying in the background. Let's have a look at the gap between Bidzster and Neil. There's Neil go through shot there, and Bidzster's there. There he is, there's Neil, there's Bidzster. Pushing hard to try and close that gap. There's Blakeney moving out of the way, so Blakeney's having a torrid race in this one, unfortunately, but hopefully he'll be better out next time at Zolder. Jamo's all over the back of Jay Houston now. And he looks like he made contact with the back of Jay Houston there. And spins round. We'll get a replay. And here's what happened to Jamo on lap 20. He spun behind Jay Houston, so he carries over speed. Carries too much speed. And then runs into the back of Jay Houston and just spins himself round. So unlucky there for Jamo. But there's Bidzster closing up behind Neil. Don't know why the camera zooms in there. There's no reason for it to, but never mind. Hopefully it'll cut back in a minute. There we go. So 1.5 seconds now. Into Spoon. Spoon corner. Out of Spoon. Down the back straight towards 130R. Up the climb. Let's go with his leader into 130R. Round the last corner, really fast, right-hander into the straight. "12 minutes left in this race. Close up. Jay Houston there in 4th. T White just ahead. Here he is in 3rd. Does everyone holding position now? This can happen in the longer races. Sometimes you get some good battles. Sometimes it does string itself out a bit, but not to worry. We'll hopefully get some good battles next time out at Zolder again as well. But I don't think the battles are finished on this one just yet, because Bidzster, when the camera wakes up there, he's closing up to Neil again. So let's see if Bidzster can keep up the pace, keep up with Neil. See if he can try anything. Don't know why that camera keeps doing that, ladies and gentlemen. I do apologise, but there's Bidzster. No other battles further down the field. See the muck appearing on the cars now, because they've been going for a good 40 minutes or so. So a good 35 minutes or so. So coming down towards 130R again. It's a lovely track to drive, this Sakitto track, especially the GT3 car. As Bidzster takes all the road a little bit more in his pursuit of this man, Neil Farmack, dominating the GT Sport Championship at the minute and hoping to start this one off in the same fashion. He's had a good month or so of racing, Neil. He's had some good pace. Everyone else has been trying to play catch up. So there's last season's champion, the BTCC Replica Race champion, T White. An okay start for TY in this one. He'll be happy with the 3rd place, I would imagine, if he just keeps it there. There's Stevie after the drama with Keith on the 1st lap, so in 6th place, running by himself, and there's Keith again running in 7th. Blakeney's had a little mistake there, and but he's been lapped a couple of times now, so Blakeney's having a horrible race. I think he want to get this one over and done with as quick as he can. So there's Bidzster's made an error somewhere. He's lost 5 seconds. So he's lost 3 seconds. He's 5 seconds behind now, so I don't know what happened there, but I'm sure we'll find a replay of what happened to him. But I think that's it done now. I don't think he'll be able to gain that 5 seconds back with about 9 minutes remaining. Sorry, with 7 minutes remaining. So Blakeney's pulled off to the side. I think Blakeney is just letting everyone go. I'm going to try and get to the end of the race when the flag drops to finish. So, unlucky there for Blakeney. So coming around the complex section. Not many battles going on track at the minute, but everyone, I can tell you, is still pushing hard. So TY's a bit closer to the Bidzster after the error that Bidzster made, but I don't think it'll be close enough to challenge unless Bidzster makes another error with about 5 minutes remaining in this race. You see the time at the bottom on the playback controls. If you look at where that bar is, there's a number on the left. That's 40 minutes, 5, 6, 7, 8 seconds counting. So that's 40 minutes of the race we're into. I know it says 7 minutes remain on the other side, but that's because it waits for the actual replay and the results to come in. So it takes about another minute or so after the race. There's Jamo, who's had a bit of an up and down race. He's had some good pace, Jamo, in this race, but he's not been able to capitalise on his pace because he's made a couple of errors in between. So unlucky for Jamo there, but he should be okay with the 5th place. Better than a DNF. There's Stevie, still trundling round for 6th place. There's TY. So as I said earlier, I'll just say again, Neo Racing, if you are wanting to join for some clean racing with a good group of guys, join NEO, all capital letters, NEO Racing on Facebook. And we host races every Wednesday and Thursday evenings at 8 o'clock Greenwich Mean Time, so 8 PM GMT. We have a Gran Turismo Sport night on Wednesday evenings, and then we have the Project Cars 2 on the Thursday evenings, 8 o'clock GMT. So if you're fed up with all those public lobbies, and if you're looking for a good group to race with, where we don't bash each other about, we actually race clean, fair, then get joining up and just contact either Jay Hewson there, or myself, Bidzster, or Neil Farmack. We are the 3, when it shows Neil, there is Neil, when it shows Neil, the 3 admins. So, and then you'll be welcomed. And as long as you're quite happy, you race clean and you're not one of these people that just rams into everyone, then by all means join up and get racing with us. There's Neil. About another 3.5 minutes remaining in this race so far. Starting lap 25. Into the first corner. Let's have a bit of onboard. Since there's not much going on, let's have a bit of onboard action. So let's go on the roof cam of Neil Farmack and see how it's done. So in towards the complex section, into the left, hit the apex into the left. Sorry, the first one was the right. Then this is the right, long, going round, little lift, and then the power up the hill. Let's see how Bidzster does that. More or less the same, up the hill. Here's Neil into the kinks, round kink 1, and then into the second little bit, runs a bit wider. Here's Bidzster, who's gone around the first one already because he's trying to catch up, but I don't think he'll have enough time left. Meanwhile, we've actually got a battle on track. We've got TY and Jay Hewson close. So TY's made an error somewhere, he's closed right back into the path of Jay Hewson, so the battle for 3rd is on. With only a lap or 2 remaining. Don't want that camera because it's not going to show us what's happening. And we'll go back to that camera now, the outside camera. Jay Hewson goes to the inside. Doesn't manage to make it stick though. TY runs wide in anticipation of being up the inside. Jay Hewson stays on the inside. It's a grand spoon curve. TY keeps on the outside and gets a good run. So well done, good racing run by these two. Still side by side. TY's trying to say don't go that side, but no, I think TY's backed out of it, let him go. So TY must be having some kind of an issue somewhere, might be tyre wear. because with the TY being on the controller, it is somehow harder on tyres with the controller, so TY struggled a bit there. But Neil Farmack, there he is, and this will be the last lap because time will tick down. So Bidzster's not going to be close enough. He's still trying though. You can see him throwing the car around, really trying to close up, but I don't think it'll be. I think it'll be to no avail. Jamo there in 4th place. TY's gone back down to 5th. He's gone in the pits, so he's definitely had a problem there. TY, he's gone in the pits. I think he had an incident somewhere. I'm sure we'll get a replay of it. Here's what happened to TY in the last few laps of the race. So he's lost a place to Jay Houston already. I think he's got a problem or something. He's going around the last corner and just watching what the car does. It goes round and then all of a sudden the car decides to just dart to the right. It's like, I don't know whether he was going for the pits or the car just lost control, but that's what happened to TY. But there's Jay Houston up to 3rd. Jamo managed to grab a 4th after TY's little incident at the last corner. There's Bidzster, there's Neil coming up towards Spoon Curve. It's been a good controlled race by Neil. Hats off to him. Good consistent pace. Bidzster's had a faster pace, but he's not been able to put that pace into consistency. So hopefully he'll be looking for more next time out at the two races at Zolder. Because remember, the 2 races at Zolder next time out will be 2 20-minute sprint races, whereas but for regular points. Whereas this is 1 race for double points. So Neil comes to a 130R for the last time. Coming up towards the line. Round the last corner. Has a little lift. Doesn't want to bin it now. Neil Farmack wins race 1 of the Neil Racing's GT3 Championship when the camera decides to wake up and do what it's supposed to do when it's not. So I don't know why the cameras are playing up there, ladies and gentlemen. I do apologise. It's not me, it's the game. So Neil Farmack, there he is, wins. Bidzster 2nd place. Jay Houston's going to be here in 3rd. Jamo is going to be 4th. And the cameras have just about woken up now this time. So, oh no, they haven't. It's done it again. So we'll go with the onboards. There we are. Jay Houston goes across in 3rd. Jamo in 4th. TY is going to be 5th. I think, if we can keep it going. Stevie is going to be 6th. We're on the chase cam so you can see what it is. Stevie in 6th. Keith will be 7th. Blakeney will be 8th. And Mr. Slow On as well, there he is, he disconnected. So he didn't want to race the championship anymore. So Neil Farmack, here he is, your winner of the first GT3 Championship race on Project Cars 2. So we'll see you next time out at Zolder, guys. Take care.